Hello. This is a strange hypothesis. But never mind. I'll put it out there as an idea anyway. Um, have you ever noticed how Mr. Musk um sometimes has this behaviour where he has his two thumbs touching each other and his two forefingers, and his other fingers are held into his hand. We're supposed to have been doing that in several places. One was at the Oval Office, and the other was standing outside with Trump, and and um and it looks like he's pointing his fingers and his thumbs together. The top his forefingers and his thumbs. It looks a little bit like a Well, if you're looking straight at it with your hands, it looks sort of roughly like a pyramid or a triangle. Um. So Anyway, some commentators saw a video of Musk, not in the Oval Office, in Congress, when Trump was going, "Rah, we've ended the woke mind virus, blah blah blah," and then Musk come in like, "Hello," kind of thing, to the side, and he's making that posture as he's walking in, and some strange comments were made on YouTube by commentators, and they said, "Oh, that looks like some kind of hand gesture associated with Hathor." And that didn't make a lot of sense. But because it doesn't seem like he's a cow goddess or anything like that. Or that any type of cow goddess would want anything to do with him. I mean, he did abduct a cow goddess. The cow goddess would probably give him bovine tuberculosis or something like that, and he'd probably die or something like that. There might be a big plague or whatever. Um, so just maybe COVID-19. Anyway, just putting it out there as a joke, because one of the things that seriously needs to be considered is the possibility that well, he wouldn't abduct a cow goddess anyway, because he doesn't want to go out with no stupid cow. Probably. What would happen there is well, there was I'm just a bit tired at the moment. Yeah, yada 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 yada. Okay. What was the hypothesis again? Oh, something about the origin of COVID. More seriously, okay. The origin of COVID. Um, have you ever wondered if Musk actually did that? Did you notice how the first variant of COVID didn't come from China? It actually came from Brazil or Argentina, and it was called the Zeta variant. So it actually got released in South America before it got released somewhere else. Have you ever wondered why it was called the Zeta variant rather than the Alpha variant? Have you ever wondered what type of toxic blame game that they were trying to do with that, by trying to blame the Chinese, when actually it was released in South America before it was released in China? Did you notice that when you're looking at your COVID statistics? Back in the early days of the infections and the lockdowns, that the first variant of COVID was actually the Zeta variant, and it wasn't Chinese, it was South American. Have you ever wondered that? Well, the answer is going to boggle your mind. The South Americans probably had some kind of weird case of being interfered with by foreign militaries. They have a history of the CIA going there and installing Pinochet in the first place. Of course, they got rid of him. And then they had this issue of after that, well, there was one, so there was a virus and there was another. So it went from there. So maybe COVID-19 is a psychological virus generated by the fear of imperial societies such as the United States of America interfering in foreign elections or propping up dictators or installing dictators or doing militaristic activity around the world, in which case fascism is the virus. Fascism might be COVID-19. And so, in a similar fashion to after the Spanish flu of 1919, there's been a crop of fascism rising in a country not too far from where a virus originated, in this case the United States. So the version of the flu started in South America, and then fascism cropped up in the United States. And so the thing about that is that Franco overcame anarcho-communism in Spain, and then the Spanish decided on some kind of, we don't really like the word moderate, centrist type of government set up after that to sort of accommodate things, and sort of like a unhappy compromise, because apparently anarcho-communism was working well for them after the Spanish flu. And so it could be the case that fascism represents a type of virus that infiltrates a society that's attempting to repair damage done to them from foreign intrusion, wars and whatnot, and rears its head as a dictator type of thing. But the virus has to go back to where it came from, which is the country of origin. So in the case of South America, Pinochet was the dictator that was installed by the USA, and then it created some problems in South America more generally, which was already having problems. We're not saying they weren't, but it didn't help. And so maybe to return fascism back to the USA, South America had to get the sniffles for a while. It just so happened that America is known for international imperialism and militarism, and so COVID spread everywhere else. Maybe the cause of COVID is everyone is afraid of fascism, and specifically the most recent brand of fascism, which is American brand militaristic imperialism, and then they become afraid afterwards that a different type of dictator would emerge, if not from there. Because, like with the war that happened in Spain during World War I wasn't started by Spain. It, again, was started by Germany invading Poland. So there's an old joke. World War I and World War II were both started by Germany invading Poland. So so Germany was at fault in both cases, basically. And in the case of the recent rise of fascism in the USA, it was preceded by a flu in a Spanish-speaking country. So, is America playing the role of Germany, and is South America playing the role of Spain in that incident? And if so, how far it will go? Will we see World War III? And the answer is yes. Because when you're dealing with genuine cases of megalomania, which you are getting from the people who've been fattening themselves up for however long in the United States, at the expense of their own population and peoples around the world. They're at the point where they've got the Star Wars program and they've got artificial intelligence and they've all got all kinds of ways to fuck with people, okay? They're well past the point where they could possibly give a shit. They're relying on public relations agency, owning the media, etc., 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 because they want to have everything, and they are not going to stop until you kill them. And they'll use every resource they've got to hide, every resource they've got to control you, and every resource they've got to show that they've got one up on you. Because that's what fascistic, dictatorial megalomaniacs are like. And if you think that's about Trump, think again. Okay, as always, there's the front man, and then there's the grand business behind it. So even with Hitler, you had to look behind. Look at Himmler, look at Hess, look at the Thule Society and who was behind the Thule Society, namely the Masons by their own admission in France and Germany, or a group of them anyway. Look behind, look behind, look behind. And what you'll see behind that is going to horrify you. Because you know what's behind that? It's behind all of those things. Behind even all of that. One thing and one thing alone. Their parents told them off too much, and so when they got control over other people, they didn't want to let go. They thought control was about control over other people. And the sad part is that in the 21st century, they know that. They know that's the virus. They know that's the disease. They've got psychology. They've got ancient wisdom as well. They've got lots of things to go by. They'll even make public relations videos telling people that they had a dysfunctional upbringing and can you feel sorry for him? Geordie's cult of personality anyway. Okay? They're sympathy-seeking narcissists. Okay? They expect you to show them sympathy when they're abusing you. You're supposed to feel sorry for Hitler because he had a dodgy tutor or something like that. He was hard done by during the Weimar Republic era and the Great Depression. You're supposed to feel sorry for him. And be proud of how strong he became and how he made it big. Well, look at how he does his salute. He speaks for the common man, does he? Right? Or, no, what you're supposed to do, you're just supposed to hero worship the guy that made $1 squillion at your expense by lying through his fucking ass, whichever one that might be, and working with organisations that are psychotic and psychopathic like the military. Again, we're not picking on any particular countries here. All of your militaries are like that. They just don't. They're sewers. They're in it. They're sewers. They're in it for personal gain. If you succeed, they'll take from you. They'll act like your success was contingent on their behaviour, not the other way around. A guy like Musk, for example, he thinks he works hard, but no one else does. He's the one who wants to paint the picture that he's sitting at home playing video games and he's an elite gamer, at the same time as he's working as a CEO and he's sleeping, in his office or something like that. He wants to create the impression that he's a cool guy that takes fucking drugs or is too depressed about his situation. Oh, he understands the common people and he wants to help. And it's like, look, dickhead. We don't care. What people want from guys like that is for them to not interfere. But they're bored. They have a private equity firm to take care of their money. They have a public relations company to take care of their image. They have lawyers to take care of every time they fuck up. They go to a board meeting once every 3 months. And the rest is play money. And once they've collected a couple of legits and a couple of 100 houses, probably more, all they've got left to do with their time and their money is to fund regimes where they can muck about, let loose, and show the world they're the king of the world, that they're a living meme. They want to make fun of you and the regime that they are in by exercising it to its maximum capacity, using whatever advantages they have. And at that point, it doesn't matter if you benefit or not, or if you worse off, or even if you cease to exist at all, as long as they got to have their game. And he thinks it's a game. He even says it's a game. It's a computer game, he reckons. A guy who thinks the world is a computer game thinks you are characters, player or non-player, that he's going to own that fucking game, and he's going to go and he's going to try for God mode, and he's going to use all of you as his pawns. And he'd even use someone else as his pawn, just use others as his pawn. But he's not in God mode. As a physical body, that man is not capable of it. What he's only capable of is that stinking toxic worldview of fascism and Nazism. Maybe not so much the Nazism or the fascism. And he's begging you, and he's pleading you to bring him down. Because he knows it's wrong. And he believes that unless you have a world war, he won't be able to stop. Maybe, just maybe, the Third American Civil War is for the best. It'll be contained then. Keep everyone else out of it. Whatever you do, USA, don't kick him out of your country. We don't want him.